Hi guys, this is Norm from the Board Game Museum, and today I'm going to be reviewing and showing you how to play the game Fromage. Now, Fromage is a game that is set in France, and the object of this game is you're going to be trying to score points by making various types of cheeses in different venues. You're going to be collecting resources such as berries and animals that can milk and help you make cheese and structures, and also you're going to have a unique worker placement mechanism going on. So, let's check it out. Okay, so in Fromage, you are going to be playing on a board that's going to have 4 different sections in there, and also 4 different ways that you're going to be scoring. The game also comes with a number of these boards that you can go ahead and insert into the game for different player counts. Right over here is going to be the resource area, and in the game you're going to be able to collect 4 different types of resources. You'll be able to collect fruit, order cards, animals that can milk such as cows and sheep and goats, and then structures, so you'll be able to build buildings. In the game, you're going to be receiving 3 workers, each of which are going to have a particular cheese. In the game, you've got blue cheese, you've got soft cheese, and then you have hard cheese, and these are the different cheeses that you're going to be making. On top of that, there's going to be 3 different ages of cheese that you will be able to make. One that is 1 month, one that's 2 months, and one that is 3 months. The amount of months of the cheese is going to be designated by different colors. Bronze will be 1 month, silver will be 2 months, and gold will be 3 months. And the reason why this is significant is the amount of months that you are going to be making cheese is going to determine when you will be able to get your workers back when you place them. The way you get your workers back is whenever you turn the board, if there is a worker that is facing you, you'll be able to go ahead and get them and play them. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait. Over here is your player board, and this has a few things. Right over here, this is a fruit basket. You'll be able to go ahead and collect fruit and place it here. And in the game, you're going to have some cheeses that are going to require fruit. You're going to have fruited cheese and then also fruited jams. Up here, this is where you're going to be able to build your structures. In the game, you've got several alternative structures that you can place into the game. But for this one, we have a barn, a greenhouse, a loading dock, and then a headquarters. And once you're able to build these things, you're going to get different abilities. This one over here, when you place a worker, you will be able to go ahead and gain a cow or an animal that makes milk. Right here, anytime you gain a fruit, you'll get an extra one. Right here, whenever you place a cheese and a Vils, you'll be able to get an order card. And right here, at the game end, you'll gain a prestige point for each of the resource shown that you used. And then over here, this is going to be different milking parlors over here. And depending on how many animals that you use, you're going to get a bonus, cheese. So if I were to put 2 cows here, for example, I would get a white cheese I would make. For this one, I get a hard cheese for 3. For 4, I get a blue cheese, etc. And then once I put those animals in the parlor, I'm going to have to immediately play the cheese. There's 2 main ways you're going to be placing your workers. You can use them here to gather resources, and you can go ahead and place the cheese over here in the different places. You've got the Fromagerie, the Festival, the Bistro, and then the Vils. Now in the beginning, you'll look at your player board, and this is going to tell you your starting resources. So for this, I'm going to get 1 animal, and then I'm also going to go ahead and start with 2 structures. So let's say I decide to start, and I'm going to go ahead and start by placing a worker over here, and this is going to gain me one of these fruit tokens over here. I will go ahead and place the fruit token over here in my basket, which I'll be able to use later. And I can also go ahead and place another worker. Now for this, you're going to be scoring for the amount of cheeses that you have on a shelf. Also, you're going to be gaining resources depending on where you put the cheese. So for here, you'll gain a victory point at the end, this 2, this 3. If you discard an unused resource, you'll get a resource of your choice. And this one, you'll go ahead and get 2 different resources. So let's say I decide I'm going to make a white cheese, and I'm going to go ahead and make this fruit over here. Now, since I have this fruit token, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it over here. Let's just say I move it over here to this section. The way I'm going to score is whatever I have here and have here in the fruit, I'm going to multiply those and get that many points. Now, because I have 2 buildings already, I can go ahead and build a barn if I want to. So I'm going to go ahead and put these here, and then I will go ahead and gain this ability. Since I have 1 of these cheese tokens left, I can use it here on the barn like so, and then I will go ahead and gain a resource. And so now that my turn is done, I'm going to go ahead and turn the board like so. And now I'm going to be over here in the festival area. Now, since both of these pieces are facing me, I'm going to go ahead and take both of them back into my hand, and also the one over here at the barn. And so now I'm at this section. Now, the way you're going to score over here is you're going to be trying to place cheese orthogonally next to each other. So if I got a cheese here and a cheese here, that would be 2. I'd score 2 points, etc. You'll also note that some of these cheese spaces have multiple colors on them. Any cheese can be matched to this, so if I have a cheese over here, for example, which I can in this example because this is closed off, but if I did have a cheese here, I could go ahead and link it with this, and that would give me 2 cheeses. So right over here, this is going to grant me some order cards. So let's just say I decide I'm going to go ahead and try to get 2 order cards. So I'll just place a worker over here and I will gain 2 order cards. Now the way the order cards work is you're simply going to go ahead and look at the color, the type of cheese, and then the age of the cheese. If at any time you create one of these cheeses or in the process of doing so, you can go ahead and score one of these cards, and then these cards will score at the end of the game. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and place a cheese here, and then I'll place the blue worker over that. Now I've gone ahead and I've created this card, so I can go ahead and put this card over here to the side. Now that I have 2 animals, at any time I can go ahead and move these over and gain this cheese. So then I will go over here to the next section. And so that's the way the cheese making and everything goes. Over in this section, you're going to go ahead and score for each cheese that you place on a plate, and also for any pairings. So you'll score points for each plate with your cheese tokens. You can make a pairing if you are able to place 2 of your cheese tokens on the same table like this. So for any pairing that you have, you will go ahead and score. So I got a pairing right over here, so I'm going to go to this section, and for every bronze plate I have, I'll score 1, every gold plate is 5, and every silver plate is 3. So depending on how many pairings you have, you'll just simply count the pairings, go here, and then count the amount of plates that you have using this, and count it using this score chart. And then finally over here, you've got the vills, and what you're going to be doing here is this is area control. You'll see that you have all these different colored sections here, and then these character tokens here, or these customer tokens. So what basically is going to happen is you're going to go ahead and place cheeses in here, and whoever has the most amount of cheeses is going to go ahead and gain that particular token. If there's ever a tie, you'll go ahead and turn it over, and then that will be the amount of points that you'll get. Some of these are going to influence multiple regions as well. So anyway, when the game is over, you're going to go ahead and score everything right over here, and whoever has the greater total is going to win. So when I first saw Fromage and learned about the theme of the game, I kind of laughed at myself and I said, you know, just when you think that they have come up with every possible theme for a game, another theme shows up, and this one is about making cheese. I have to say I love the idea. This game is a lot like a puzzle, and the way it's like a puzzle is that you have a lot of different ways you can score. You've got a lot of different resources that can be used to make different things like structures, and also making free cheeses with the animals, and then also you have the order cards that you can do. You have all of the different venues that score different ways, and then the biggest one is you have the workers that make the different cheeses, but you have to determine what you want, because do you want to have more workers on your turn, or do you want to try to get the more valuable cheese made but end up not having that worker available for up to 3 or so turns? I love the way they do the aging process like that, where the simpler cheese you'll get your worker back almost immediately on your next turn, but then for the harder cheeses you're going to have to wait. This game can be a game where you're pre-planning things as to what type of your cheeses you're wanting to make for the different venues, so you might look ahead a little bit. So there's a lot of moving parts going around as you are moving the board around, and you're seeing what resources you can get, and especially seeing what workers are going to be available to you on your next turn, and just trying to manipulate everything from there. I really like this game. This game is different than any other game that I have played. I love the rotating board, and I love the way that they have really 4 miniature games in one. You have an area control game, you've got a game where you're trying to build things orthogonally, and just a lot of different ways that you can score in this game and try to just figure out the best way to score the points. I really enjoyed this game. It doesn't take as long to play as you would think. All the players are playing simultaneously, so there really isn't any waiting time at all. This game I would say is a medium game. It's not super hard. Also, there's a little bit of a learning curve, but once you start to play the game and kind of get the idea of how it works, you're just going to get it. It's a cool game. Definitely would recommend it for anybody who likes worker placement games, but it has that unique mechanic where you have to determine how many workers you're going to end up with on your next turn. So, guys, that's my review of Fromage. We'll see you. Keep on gaming.